Guys, how's it going? It is Kyrie here and back with another video after over 100 days away from YouTube. Finally decided to get back on this, and we're going to be kicking it off with the armor. And so it's not like I have quit playing the game or anything. I was at Galactics. I was actually able to meet quite a few of you there, which was really awesome to see you guys in person and actually come up and talk to me, which I thought was awesome. Even though I, even at that time, haven't done a video in quite a while. It was really encouraging to see that, and it was exciting to meet you guys. Here in this video, I wanted to talk about the armor. It's been doing well here in a few PQs. It's just such a fun mechanic. The two decks that I'm going to be focusing on is the one that got second place and the one that got first place here in the planetary qualifiers on the 2nd of August and the 8th of August here. And one of them, the guy that got first place, actually had to show me your deck on KTOD. Highly encourage you guys checking that out. It helps a ton if you really want to get the specifics of this deck from the guy that actually piloted it to first place. This is going to be me more so showcasing the deck, and you can learn with me as I pilot this deck and try to make the best decisions I can as I'm playing on Carabast here. So the first tournament, I like to look through the tournament and see their matchups, because it kind of, especially on these unique decks that are off meta and niche, it's like it kind of validates just how good the deck was based on their matchup. So did they get lucky and spike a particular matchup, or did they actually go through the gauntlet of typical meta stuff you would expect that you would be forced to play in a bigger tournament like a sector, for example? The guy that got second, this was the first guy that piloted that had a good record in a PQ. He was able to beat an Ezra, which is kind of like a fringe deck, and then drew against Lando, and then Cad Bane was able to beat Cad Bane, then lost to a Cad Bane, then beat a Vader. So these are like some of the real meta contenders. Then beat a Piet, that's like tier 2, and then in the top 8 here was able to beat a Cad Bane, and then lose to Admiral Piet in the finals here. A different guy than the guy that he beat earlier in the tournament. So I think this is a pretty good run. Going through that many Cad Banes as armor is pretty impressive in my opinion. Whereas this one's more unique. This guy, Hunter, he was able to win the PQ, but you'll notice that this is probably one of the most unusual tournament runs I've ever seen. So you have a niche leader in armor, but then you have one of the most unique tournament runs I've ever seen. I just don't think anything compares. So first of all, he started with a bye, then beat a Grogu, which is like super random deck, but then beat a Luke, and then drew out to make it to top 8, and then faced 3 Lukes in the top 8, which is insanity, and was able to beat every single one of them. And Luke is one of the biggest meta shares, especially in like the PQs that have been happening. Luke is a real deck that you should be expecting to face here in these PQs, and he was able to beat every single one he faced. So and there was one rematch, or 2 rematches. So he was able to beat the same guys twice and then faced a different Luke in the finals. So very interesting run there. I think it's cool that it like hard spikes one particular matchup. It's not like he's like 2-0ing these people, but they were close matches, and he was able to take it down. So let's take a look at the actual list here, because there's only 3 card difference between the guy that got second place and the guy that got first place. So here, let's actually take a look at the image. So main thing about this deck is, first, we should start with the armor passive. So play an upgrade from your resources on a unit that enters play this phase, paying its cost. If you do, resource the top card of your deck. So basically what we're trying to do is play undercost units and then be able to upgrade them on the same turn, but it's from the resources, so it's not an extra card. So you're getting these kind of souped up cards that have upside, whether it be the upgrades upside or the card itself's upside. For example, like Han Solo is probably going to be the best one we're looking to play. We play this, and we have a lot of one cost upgrades. Mainly Arcana Star Map is going to be the one we're trying to equip onto him. Nimble Prowess is one if we just want raw stats, at least something to do. And then we're trying to then equip it with probably one of the main cards of the deck in Improvised Identity. And this card, this is the main thing we need to be looking at here. Let me actually back out. Okay. This is such an important part of the deck, and a lot of the decisions we need to be able to kind of base around is going to be improvised identity. So I think this deserves a spotlight. So attach to a ground unit, attach unit gains action, search the top 3 cards of the deck for a ground unit and discard it. Then you may attack with the this unit. For this attack, the unit gains the discarded unit's abilities. Use this ability once each round. So there's so much nuance to this card that actually, if you want to see more, definitely check out the Show Me Your Deck, because they talk about it there as well. But the important thing is that it's an action to search the top 3, so you don't declare an attack yet. So you search the top 3 for an ability, and then the abilities include keywords, so Overwhelm and Saboteur and Restore all count, but then also the super high upside cards that most people probably associate with this deck, such as Maul, Bindu, and Pong Krell, are also all abilities that would attach to this. Another one that's really important is going to be Grit as well. If the particular unit that we're Voltroning up has a lot of damage on it, Grit is going to push an absolute ton of damage if you were able to spike that with improvised identity. Then you declare the attack. So there's going to be certain situations where you want, maybe there's, you know, Imperial Armored Commando, like the 4/3 shielded guy. So you were able to spike a Saboteur and you have enough health, you can just attack it, defeat the shield, and then defeat that unit. Or you can just attack straight base if you want to. But you have the choice of doing that instead of declaring the attack, then using the effect. It's like not an on-attack trigger. Also, a big thing too is you can view the 3, discard 1, or not discard 1, and then just not declare an attack. You're not forced to do something like that. So very important distinctions when using this effect to be able to do that. And then be able to dig for something and try again for something else. So then that pairs well with Arcana Star Map, being able to attach to this unit. If you would search a number of cards and your deck, search twice that number of cards instead. So that's going to be really impactful with obviously improvised identity, but then also probably one of the biggest other MVPs of this list is going to be Reforge. So defeat an upgrade on a friendly unit. If you do search the top 8 cards of your deck for an upgrade that can attach to this unit, reveal it, and it costs 4 less. So with Arcana Star Map, a lot of times you'll have a shield or an experience token, and then you can use Reforge to defeat that, search 16 cards of your deck for an upgrade that costs 4 less. Mainly we're trying to spike a Darksaber or a Mastery, just like raw stats that you can cheat out for only 2 cost. And then you can really start to pump some damage there. So that's going to be like the main aspect of the deck. But the real skill comes from knowing your opponent's matchups, knowing when you can upgrade your units and not get punished, and then also knowing your deck to know the toolbox that you have that you're not going to necessarily see in your hand. And that's been the big struggle for me, and I've lost a ton of games not being able to like think multiple turns ahead because I'm just not familiar with the deck enough to be able to make those correct decisions. So very interesting deck. I think probably the best thing to do is just get into the games and just so you guys can see it in person instead of just talking about it. So let's get into it. Okay, so here's another tool that I didn't know existed or maybe didn't exist when I was making videos 100 days ago. It's going to be Carrot Buddy. And what we're able to do is be able to dig into certain matchups and then also watch those matchups in real time. So like, see, we can like just go through and then see every resource decision, everything that happened. Some of the matchups that I'll be going over today may be replays, and some of them will be live videos. Quite a few of these I thought I was recording live and didn't have my audio on, so I might go back and view those. But I think this is a way better way to show true transparency of the actual win rate of a particular deck that I've been piloting. And then also just a great way to learn going forward on here, because I think this has been this is probably one of the hardest decks to just pick up and play, in my opinion. And the win rate that I'm showcasing here, I think proves that quite a bit. Let me see my stats. If we go to my stats and we go to armor, I'm only at a 47% win rate. Been struggling to figure this out. I think the Show Me Your Deck is going to help a ton. A lot of these losses came before that, but also a lot of losses came after I watched the video and had a better idea. It's just, this deck's tough and it's going to take a while to get there, but I think it'll be fun to showcase this deck and we can have a discussion in the comments about trying to figure this out and what the best lines particularly are. Okay, and then quickly, right before we get into the games here, a few things I didn't mention. So the difference between the two decks is very minimal, but one of the key things is going to be in the improvised identity toolbox. So in the PQ winning list, he went Sarlacc of Carcoon versus another Pong Krell. From, like, just on paper, I feel like just having double prong Krell most of the time works better, but I would have to see specific matchups like when this is actually good. And also I wanted to talk about Rider. I think the main things we're going to be looking to call are going to be Tree Remembers. I think if the meta gets to the point where Tree Remembers is something highly prevalent, and this deck is very vulnerable to that. And so at least having Rider as an option, and also it comes out a whole turn earlier than Tree Remembers can. So I think that's really good too, but that's going to be a big one. And then Kit Fisto's Aether Sprite is going to be another massive one if you're facing Luke's. So keep that in mind. I'm sure there's going to be other ones to remember, but I think those are two big ones for Rider. And I've always found like having some kind of guide for Rider helps a ton. So let's get into the games. Okay, so first one is going to be this Luke matchup. I thought I had the audio recorded, but I had it muted on accident. So let's hit it in Carabuddy here. So I think this matchup is really favored for Armor. I think it was proved in the PQ on how he was absolutely able to farm a lot of Lukes. I think this deck does a great job of being able to take out decks that don't interact with it. And so being able to race against this Luke and get under them, because we flip our leader a turn early and we're going to be looking to load up and be able to put a ton of pressure with our units. I think this is just a great opportunity for this Armor to be able to push a ton of damage. So resource decisions, looking at this, I probably would keep the lats just in case. Like, I think Nimble plus Maul is what I would actually want to go. Next turn, basically my plan is Leppy into Improvised and Arcana Star Map. I think that's really what you want to see. I'm not sure if there's any other hand I would prefer. Maybe one with Restore or something, but being able to have the shield is kind of nice, even though he's just going to ping it off. But we don't really need ones with Saboteur. Probably some of our units with like Restore 1 and Raid would be like more ideal than Leppy, but still an aggressively statted unit that will push a ton of damage. So we end up resourcing those two. We have our next two turns set for us. So let's see what we draw into. So we got Nimble plus Lobot. So I think that is an easy Maul resource. So we immediately put on Arcana Star Map. Take it all face. I don't think it's worth it to ping our own guy. Maybe there is a consideration there. Like if I pull Grit, that it's worth it to be able to do it, because we already know that this is going to get pinged. His only answer really is going to be Air Superiority, being able to do 4 damage. So if we pull a Grit, we can really put the pressure on. And when I say pull Grit, I mean out of Improvised Identity. So that might be an option there. He pings the shield. I can't see. Looks... searches 6 cards, gain the ability. It doesn't tell me exactly what I was able to view, but I pick Han to be able to on attack gain an experience token. So we push in 4 damage. He goes red 5, and that is another argument for not taking damage on this guy. Like eventually he will have to attack and then put the ping and then be able to start to do red 5. But why give him a faster clock unless I could guarantee Grit, which I can't. So I think it's worth it to just take it all face. I think we have really good odds to be able to outrace him, even if we are taking Red Squadron's damage all to face. So then we claim, and then we get double Rider. So we go get Troidarian Technician. So we get the Raid 1 and Restore 1. I think that is great for the race. We're in a good spot. He goes, we take it all face. We go Rider. I believe I call Kit Fisto. That's the only thing. Kit Fisto's Aether Sprite is what I end up calling to not get wrecked on the next turn. And so he pings. I Nimble just for more stats there with my armor ability. He goes Hotshot Maneuver to be able to do 2 extra damage. So it puts pressure on that guy. And then seeing that really makes me feel better about not taking any damage on the Leppy, because he can really put a ton of pressure on it through his other abilities. So unfortunately we draw Bindu. Bindu would have been a massive blowout if we drew it through Improvised Identity, being able to kill the Red Squadron and the Blue Leader. It would do 3 damage here, so maybe not sure, but I think it probably would have helped. So we end up getting Lobot, so having that extra damage in there, we hit the Grit, so we're going to be able to hit him for 9. And then he goes in. Do I take any damage? I probably shouldn't shouldn't have done the damage that way. I think I should believe in the deck more that I can outrace. Because I just give him the free kill here. I should make him have to ping and then kill it, in my opinion. And then we flip. What do we have here? So we have the Ascension Cable. Ideally, we would have like almost anything else. We would want Mastery and we would want Darksaber. Would be the two ideal ones. We got some of the things that are trying to help us in other matchups, but I think it just shows the resilience of this deck into this matchup, that even with unoptimal equipment, we're still in a good spot. So we end up getting the Ascension Cable. We put him there. So we are one-off lethal, potentially. Like if he goes, you know, Cinta, so he can like Cinta in 3/6, so he can't kill anything with Cinta plus red 5, but he can go in for 8. That puts me at 24, and then 1, 2, and then that would tap him out. And so there's really no options he really has to be able to lethal me, in my opinion. Because even if he draws to 6 and goes like double aggressive, that doesn't get him there, I don't think. So 4, so 3, 6, yeah, it's like 622, and then still not enough. So I think we're in a great spot. I think it's like almost guaranteed we win this. But if we got any better equipment, we would have put him in check immediately. But getting this like 1 power 1 was unfortunate. So let's see how it plays out. So he goes Akbar. And then was able to do the damage there. So now I claim instead, because it put so much pressure, he was already, because he was able to survive an immediate like claim Cinta red 5, you know, because 3 + 2. But because he did that, now I can't play the Lobot. Probably don't even need to play the Lobot anyway. And then of course we were able to, you know, draw into the Maul, draw into the Bendo a turn after they would have came online with Improvised Identity, but is what it is. And then we go in, he's one-off lethal, and then doesn't have any options. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so even if he drew another Resistance Blue Squadron to pop this, it still doesn't get him there. So that was the first game. Yeah, I think this deck does a great job into this particular matchup. All right, Boba Lake Country. Let's see how this goes. Here's Self. I think I'm going to save the lats in case they go Cyril. Maybe I just go Lobot. I want to keep Reforge. So let's keep... Maybe we just put down double this. And then lead off with... Let's lead off with Tridarian. Okay, we claim, we lats him. We put down Maul. Okay. We get in for 3. We could go Mastery Han Solo. I like that play. I think we just take it all face. Lobot, I wanted to squeeze in the Lobot here. I think the thing that currently blows us out is Topple. So I'm just going to take it all face and see what happens. And then we're going to go here. Just take all 3. Okay. And then we have the Reforge. We have our flip. We don't need double Lobot. So we might have like a punishing one, or the 4/5 that pings. Okay, so we went with collateral. think we just take it all phase so we don't get, as much of that value as possible for topple. Can we stack it? So I'm going to keep the shield, but I also want to use Reforge on the Mastery. Like, I think this is a tough turn. Because we could go Lobot, go there, but then we just get wrecked by topple anyway. I want to buff my leader as much as possible. So let's just go in. I think I'm going to go 2 here. Because it would be... And then... we'll go 5 there. We'll just take it. Argue taking it here. Just like 1 damage there. Because I'm going to attack in. I can go here. Okay, claims. And then... do I care? Can I just want to keep the shield? I'm just going to attack in and then go there. Because 4, 3. So I go like this and then it doesn't die to topple. And pass. And we have enough, I believe, to kill him. Okay, so 8. I think I just take it here. Okay, so do I have enough? So 11. What is that? 11, 15? Yeah, it's just straight up enough. You can't do anything about it. Oh, that felt pretty good. Okay. GG. I have no idea what to play around with the Sloan, but, let's give it a shot. Okay, so we have the Improvised in, we have the Reforge. We really want Ascension Cable. I like the Saboteur here. I'm going to go here. I'll put 1 down for now. Curious to see what he plays. Okay, 2, 4. Go like that. We'll pass. Probably has Shatterpoint. Okay. We could go... that does survive it. Interesting. Allow. Okay. Let's go. Plus remaining HP. Yeah. We'll just go prong. I think we go prong and then we just, do the damage. Oh, completes an attack. Okay, we'll just take the attack. It's not gonna work. Oh yeah, because he already got grit. We'll just pass. And we'll pass. Can we have the Darksaber? That would have been good. That would have been real good. I think Darksaber next turn. Improvised Identity this turn. Okay, I really like that he didn't attack in. So we're gonna go here. I'm gonna use this. Okay. Do I take nothing? Do I even want Axe Gloves for next turn? I could discard one and get Star Map. For each, so it's just going to be a +1/+1. This doesn't do anything, so let's just discard Axe and then attack in. Okay. And allow. If I go that 5, that kills it, so I have to go here, and then we're going to play improvised. Could argue we play Saboteur. Okay, that would have been good again. So, multiple games in a row where we're just one turn off from the absolutely devastating game-ending move. But, oh well. I might have to go like Han plus Darksaber. Okay, that's not good. I believe that's what they would call that. So we need a Maul. If we get, well, it'd be not, let me see. I don't think a Maul would work because it's now considered a leader unit. Yeah, so that would not work, but let's at least get the attack in. I kind of just want to draw that. Do I play the Ascension Cable? I think I just do this. It makes it to where it trades in. Okay. I like that. I think I just claim and try to get in the damage and then do it. And I can kind of dirtle a little bit. We'll go here. We'll drop the Bendu, not this. We have Ascension Cables we want. $12 damage. We can go Leppy, Ascension Cable if I'm able to get my leader out. Okay. gives that sentinel. I'll go like that. Maybe removal. Okay. 4. Because that's 8. 21. That's like exactly lethal. 8, 16. I think we get to deploy. And then on attack's end, so I think what we do is claim. Okay, let's claim. We could go. I think the only thing that like wins us the game here is killing this. That gets shrunk, and then we mastery. If he has a pump, he has a pump. It is what it is. Okay. 7. 5, 2. Oh, I wish I had a bigger. Yeah, me not. So 7. Ah, I think I fucked up. No, I don't think so. Ooh. Oh, okay, duh. Okay. I did fuck up. If I had mastery, I would have won. GG, I should have put this down. Oh well. Okay, I'm curious how this matchup works. They have a little bit more interaction than a Luke deck, for example. Maybe I hit like Beguile here. Beguile or hold for questioning. I don't know if just Han Solo is good enough. This doesn't do anything. I kind of want to slam Darksaber on 4R. So we go like Lats Lobot. We go keep. Because we have Reforge next turn. Sure. We have Rider next turn. I'll go like Beguile, or I think. Maybe? We can go Reforge Arcana Star Map. But then we just get wrecked by Beguile. I think I'm going to just go Rider. Maybe you just slam Axe. You go Axe Darksaber. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the actual move is here. I'll just put down But let's see the blowout. Let's see it. Because like I want to reforge this and then Arcana Star Map it and go. We might as well play the meme for what it is. I think. Okay. We go like this. And we hit it. Okay, don't do it to me. Don't do it. Okay, hold for questioning. I'll take that. I'll take that. Okay. We'll go here. We will claim. And then we'll put this down. We should slam this, go beguile or something, but we are doing the meme. Here we go. Oh, we hit it. We actually hit it. It's my first time hitting Maul in 17 games, now 19 games at this point. That's how unlikely it is, but we got it. We're given the advantage tokens, okay, and then we'll go. Here, beguile. You might be in a situation. You might be in a pickle here. Maybe, what did I put down? Improvised? Oh, to hide it. Well, I guess he really had no way to rip it. So maybe that was just okay, so you can't really call anything. Because I was thinking I put it down to hide it from like another hold for questioning or something like that. But name's Darksaber. Okay, that's fair. We'll just claim. Okay, reforge I like. Nimble prowess. We'll just put down. Now that we know that this can't. So what do we have? We have an improvised identity that we can play on our main guy, like with armorer. So I think what we do is we reforge a advantage token and see if we can rip a Darksaber. Because he's already discarded one. We're going to be able to see 16 cards. I think the odds are really in our favor here. So we go like that, and then we get it. Because you could argue maybe going for maybe an Ascension Cable, but I think we just want raw stats. Because I'm thinking he flips, and then he has taunt and stuff like that. But can we? How much damage can we push? So we're doing 10, 14 minimum, 14. Do we take another restore? I think we take raid and restore. Go in, give the experience token, do the thing. We'll deploy. We'll attack, give this here. What do we got? What do we got? Survives defeat a unit with less remaining HP than this unit has power. Oh, we got the Maul. Okay, so I think the Maul's a no-brainer. We go here, take this, yoink that, and then pass. I think the big thing is just trying to survive this turn, because he's probably gonna exhaust. He can like double exhaust. He can get like exhaust plus, yeah, so there's the exhaust, and then maybe the Palpatine. He goes Palp. So, and we don't have any way to get under it with Saboteur. I'm curious what he's calling. Create 2. So this is going to be a max 9, 10 damage. So we're looking at 10. We can do at max 4, 6, 8, 9. 9, and then depending on how we get here, I think probably how can we just get him in check immediately? Let's go here. Let's take the restore. Search the top 3. We get restore saboteur. If I got 2 more, the 21. It's still 1 off lethal, but maybe I just go like attack armorer, get nimble prowess on Han Solo. That's what I should do. And then I could claim. Yeah, so we'll go. GG. Okay. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for this video here. Appreciate you guys for sticking around. As you can see, there's a lot of interesting lines that this deck takes that I think take a ton of practice in being able to know all your potential keywords and all of your potential options that you can get from these heavy search effects that you have. And so this deck really rewards being able to, first, have luck on your side for sure, but also it really rewards being able to play to your outs and understanding what your outs even are, because you're not necessarily always seeing them. Like they could be fully in your deck, so you need to really know and understand the deck. So the more you play this deck, I think the more rewarding it becomes. I just think, unfortunately, in this particular meta with how Cad Bane is, it might not be worth investing that time into it, but I think there's something to be said about just having fun over trying to be the most competitive possible person. So I had a lot of fun playing this deck. Didn't play it optimally, obviously, but curious to hear you guys' thoughts down below. And with that, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.